April 20th, 1889. In a quiet Austrian village, a new baby boy comes into the world. Little does he know that he will grow to become one of the most destructive and powerful people the world has ever seen. On this day, there will prove to be no end to the horror until he ends it himself. This is his story. Adolf was born to Clara and Alois Hitler. His mother Clara was very loving.
What should we name him, Alois?
Well, how about Adolf?
Adolf Hitler. I like it.
But his father was not. Despite the neglect Hitler received from his father, he still had a very normal childhood. He played just as other children did and had a wonderful time with his mother. However, no matter where Hitler was, he always found neglect from his father, which often resulted in abuse.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the.
During Hitler's childhood, he was very distressed because of his father. His mother, he got all the love and affection that he needed, but his father physically abused him. And this is when we started to see where the roots of his rage came from.
Sadly, things steadily became worse for young Hitler. After the death of his oldest brother Edmund, Hitler suffered the most out of the family. More suffering follows 3 years later with the unexpected death of his father. After yet another 3 years, his mother, whom he loved the most, is now dead.
So at about age 11, we see Hitler's brother die, and this is a huge distress upon Hitler. And then 3 years later, his father dies, and this is when we start seeing disruptive behavior with him until he eventually just drops out of school altogether. And then at age 18, his mother dies, and this is a huge grief among him, and this is when we really start seeing the disvalue of life that he upholds.
As Hitler's value for life continues to diminish, he begins publicly speaking about what he thinks a perfect world would be. Despite his growing support, not all of Germany is on Hitler's side. He later ends up in jail due to a street fight about his nationalist beliefs. While in jail, Hitler writes his famous novel Mein Kampf, or My Struggle, about the disgraceful Jewish religion. Once released from jail, Hitler meets his stepniece, Angela Rubal, and falls deeply in love into one of the happiest times of his life.
Don't you forget about me. Hello, let's go. Everybody must know the love in my heart's never wrong. I'm strolling along inside, I'm singing sunshine that you're bringing now, and it makes me happy.
However, when Hitler began to care more about politics than Angela, she became less and less happy every day.
Why doesn't he love me anymore? All he does is confine me to this apartment. All we do is fight, and he's falling for another girl named Eva. I can't do it anymore.
Angela's death hit Hitler the hardest. Without her, he had no one.
I don't know where it goes, but it's home to me and I walk alone.
Hitler actually fell in love with his niece, Angela Robal. So when she died, she was really one of the last people that Hitler really loved. And when she was gone, he really just didn't have anything left. So that's when we really see him turn to his politics and wanting to gain more power. And that's where he really took off.
In 1932, Hitler runs for president. However, he is not as successful as he hopes to be.
Attention all Germany. This just in. The votes have been tallied. Your new president is von Hindenburg, and Adolf Hitler will be your chancellor.
After the loss of the presidency to von Hindenburg, Hitler signs the Enabling Act, allowing him to make any political decision without others' consent. Suddenly, President von Hindenburg dies, and Hitler assumes total control. He ignores requests from other countries, but continues to rearm his troops.
This now commences the first meeting for the Treaty of Versailles.
The first condition is that your army cannot exceed 100,000 men.
The second condition is that Germany must return all land that they conquered.
The last and final and most important condition of the treaty is that Germany must take blame for the start and destruction of the war. Do you agree to sign for these terms of the war? Of the
I
treaty?
agree to that.
You have to sign anyways, you have no choice.
Hitler continues to ignore the Treaty of Versailles by invading Poland. Hitler gets his nationalist Nazi army ready. Hitler and the Nazis invade Poland, extracting any Jews they may find. When Hitler finds all the Jews he can, he forces them to work on concentration camps until they've worked themselves to death.
I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my day.
However, persecuting Jews was not Hitler's only priority at the moment. He and his longtime mistress Eva were now to be married.
Do you, Eva, take you, Adolf, to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Do you, Adolf, take you, Eva, to be your lawfully wedded wife?
Yes, I guess I do.
Congratulations, you're married.
Sadly, after just one day of marriage, both Hitler and Eva commit suicide. While Hitler uses his pistol, Eva takes a cyanide pill. They both die instantly and are later cremated.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for
The
that.
first condition is that your army cannot have over 100,000 men.
Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing. Jesus, I was fighting for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
There were no
Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 it's a fire.